Uh, I thought I was being smart tonight and doing my show early, an hour early. I had jujitsu, and then on the way home, I hit a SIG alert. Welcome to Los Angeles. So there was a truck fire across the five as I'm going south, and then I had to get off on not that unless you're local, and this makes sense, Sunland, but it was right before the Sunland exit. So we sat there for like a half hour. Finally, some of us just got sick of it. We all went off roading together and found an exit kind of like a ways back, but you know, driving through God knows what, and got off. And I don't have like an off road vehicle. I got like a Cadillac, DTS. And but once we were off, then we just went down 2 minutes and got back on, and it was the five was wide open, but it's probably still closed. I guess it was a truck with like 50,000 pounds of because I'm listening to the guys on the radio, 50,000 pounds of like cargo. Oh, great! And my mic's not working. Okay, so you probably missed all that. Hold on. how about now? No, this one's keep going in and out. It keeps going in and out. Let me just run this. Testing, testing. This is so fucking frustrating. So frustrating. Um, can you hear me now? See? Oh wait, there I am. I'm here now. I can hear it now. Okay, I can hear it. I can, and I heard it on the good mic too. So let me go back to the good mic. So hopefully you hear me now. Oh, finally. What a fucking what a fucking shit show. Although now, uh, am I still on? All right, let's see if the good mic works because I'm delayed. Yeah. All right. Holy shit. All right. So you've heard none of the show. You've heard none of the show. I was delayed, and now I'm not. I'm back. Let's just start the damn show. I got in a SIG alert, as it's called here in California. SIG alert just means that they close the entire highway down because of an accident. And so I rushed back home. I got here like, 5 minutes late to start the show early, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just done it at 10 and I could have avoided all this. Would have gone straight to the police. It's never would have happened. But I didn't. And so here I am now trying to start the show. I think we're okay now. Can you still hear me now? That's the question. Hopefully you can. All right, let's start. Oh my God. Fucking crazy. I stared at this. Oh no, now this one looks like it's going out again, maybe. Am I still live? Let me go back to the thing. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'll be honest. Like it's just beyond frustrating. It really is. All right, let me go to here. Oh, okay. So I think it's working. If it does stops working, let me know. All right, let's get started with Am I the Asshole? Oh my God. 20 minutes deep into the show. This is probably my worst technical glitch fest ever. Am I the asshole for being upfront with my girlfriend about a boundary and not budging on it? Yeah, you should be able to, budge. I mean, just the word, I won't budge on it. I mean, that's so, only a Sith deals in absolutes, that's a hard truth. You're in your early 30s. You've been seeing Jessica. I bet that's her real name, 29 for a few months now. And we've known each other. We've been known each other, though mutual friends for about a year. Okay. We've recently been more involved together and you're dating now. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Thank you, Admith. I appreciate that. All right. So she has a nice family. Okay. She met me and her two brothers and two sisters, as well as her parents. This was a little early for me, but I went along with it. Her family was very nice and welcoming to me. Well, that's good. That's really good. And though both of her brothers were very big into sports, while I'm a casual fan at best, we got along. Her sisters also both very kind and were interested in hearing about my travels. All right, I mean, so far the family sounds pretty decent, man. Most families kind of not great. Most of these people who post on Reddit are like, the families are a fucking. I guess I'm swearing so much. Are a nightmare. Her parents, same deal, nice overall. Went a lot better than I thought, and I was happy to have met them. So it starts out good. I am not as close with my family compared to hers, probably, for reasons. While I'm close to my parents and my sister, I have no contact with my brother and his family. I posted before about them. You're like a regular here. After meeting her family, Jessica asked if she could meet mine. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I normally wait longer to do so. Well, how many times you been down this road? What do you mean you wait long? Like how many of these have you done? Like one or two? And you've got this hard, fast boundary based on one or two instances. Just, come on, bro. But since it went so well with hers, I decided to go along with it. Good for you. I told her that my sister would be in town in October and we could meet her then, meet her together, then meet my parents. Okay, cool. I figured that was a pretty good idea. Jessica seemed to agree, but then remembered I said I had a brother. Yeah, what's with the brother, man? What's with the brother? How come you don't want her to meet the brother? What's up with that? What's up with that, bro? All right. Okay. I'm dying. The brothers, where all the juice is, I think. I figured it was a pretty idea. Okay, so I told her I have been in no contact with them for about 6 months now, and then explained all the issues we had since I was in high school. Okay, that seems legit. I said I do not hate my brother. I think you might, or his family, but I was in better mental health space since doing that. My sister, who is also NC, no contact with them. Okay, and my parents are aware and support this. Yeah, his brother sounds like a douche, though grudgingly so for my parents. Well, they're your parents, they're always going to hold out hope for the black sheep. Jessica was somewhat taken aback by this. She told me that she understood that I had issues with my brother and his family, but didn't think I had gone so far as to go no contact. So I think she's a little more upset that you just didn't tell her how bad it was with your brother. But that's not shit you're just going to volunteer up, willy nilly over watching a Malcolm in the Middle episode. I do. I told her I had tried to make things work, but they mostly, my sister-in-law, did not respect my boundaries. Okay. And doing this was the only way to make them understand. And your sister's doing it too, so I'm guessing it's not just you. Obviously, I brought up that I still need to send them Christmas gifts. You don't have to, but you can to include your nephew Connor and pitch in for helping cover the cost of Connor's extra treatments and therapy. But I've not spoken. Well, you sound like you're a good dude. Your brother sounds like a douche, and you're still helping him out. You haven't seen him in 6 months, and my life and mental health has improved since then. I have no problem with what you're doing so far. Down the road, you can make amends or decide not to. Jessica got quiet after that. She asked if I would ever stop her from seeing her siblings. I told her no. That's a bit of a jump. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a jump. She's got some issues there. It's a really a weird jump. It's a sideways jump. It doesn't make sense based on your topic. Just because you're having issues with your family doesn't mean why would you, it doesn't, that's not a apples to apples comparison. But anyway, I say you want to see your parents or siblings, even if she had a falling out with them, I would not stop her or tell her that she can't. Well, that's good. You're having this conversation now. She's going to meet your parents. She is more than welcome if she wants to. It's not my place to tell her. I agree with you, but at the same time, she can't tell me I have to see my siblings either. Yeah, especially since she has no real history with this guy. That's my decision. She then asked if she could meet them. It's weird. I thought for a bit, and I said that in the future, if she really wants, maybe. I mean, I think you're being reasonable, but I would not be joining her at meeting them. That seems fair. You don't want anything to do with them. I told her that I wouldn't break up with her for meeting with them, but I would consider it if she met them and then try to convince me to get back with them. I explained that I was happy with what I have right now. Yeah, she should. You know what? I think she should respect that boundary. She nodded. She agreed. Since then, things have been going well, but she's making comments about how it's unfortunate that or when our families met, that my brother and family won't be there, that her family couldn't really fathom going. Well, that's because her family is not your family. Her family it gets along. They're all nice to each other. Your brother, I'm guessing, is a thief. I'm trying to think of why you would go no contact. A thief, a liar, a cheat, an arsonist, shady. He's a shady dude. Why else would you go no contact? So she has no experience with that. So she's kind of in this Pollyanna world of like la 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 lovely family, which a lot of times is more not the norm than the screwy family. Usually the screwy family is the norm. At least one of you is going to be messed up, if not more. So yeah, she can't wrap her head around it. It doesn't. She don't get it. So yeah, I think you should let her meet your brother. Or tell her stories about your brother and let her experience what it's like to have a family member who's, off his rocker. You don't need to be there for that, but I would also make sure it's in a public place. Don't send her into their house, for God's sakes. They may never return her. So, yeah. So that her family couldn't really fathom going entirely no contact. Yeah. And I said, I'd be happy to sit them all down and explain. So you seem like you're being very reasonable here. But there were reasons to it. She asked if I'd ever reconsider having them in my life. I said, probably not. I won't say never, but I don't see that happening. She said, okay, and was quiet for the rest of the night. Are you the asshole? No, not at all. And I think she'll get past it. She just doesn't understand it. She's from a different world, man. In her world, she's like in a world of lollipops and rainbows and I love yous and tuck you in at night and bedtime stories and kind of, it sounds like just like the Norman Rockwell version of a family. And you have more of a normal family where everybody gets along, but there's one who's you're just like, ugh, My family's got it too. I'm no contact with one of my family members. I'm fine with it. I like it. At some point I'll make contact, but it's not like something I'm really looking forward to. And if my fiance said, "Hey, I really want to meet her," I'd explain the situation. If she really want to meet her, I'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Go ahead. You want to meet her?" Kind of like what this guy's doing. But I'm not coming. I really no desire. It's not an immediate family, but it's it's a relative. Long story. But we all have one, at least, if not more, generally speaking. And it ebbs and it flows. I had a period of time where I didn't talk to my dad for a while. A few years, I think, actually. I'm well past it now, but I mean, it's families are cyclical. I'll bet you'll be friends with your brother. I won't say before you know it, but probably again at some point. Hopefully, he'll mature, and all will be well with the world again. And then, how funny would it be if, like, your fiance or your soon-to-be fiance doesn't like her and her sister get in a fight? She doesn't want to talk to her anymore. All right, let's keep going. So, no, you're not the asshole. That was easy. That was an easy one. Easy peasy. All right, let's move along here. Am I the asshole for telling my downstairs neighbor? Ugh, as soon as you bring neighbors into it, I've been lucky. I don't want to jinx it, but I've been living here since I separated from my ex, and it's been a good building. Everyone's pretty quiet for the most part. Am I the asshole for telling my new downstairs neighbor that my cats jumping off furniture is just part of living in a pet-friendly condo building? They don't want to hear that. The hell? It's a stupid thing to say. It's annoying to them because I don't know. Maybe they might either do it late at night or they wake them. I'm assuming during the day. Who gives a crap? But it probably wakes them up at night because they're night creatures and they're running around and you hear them scratching. And probably got hardwood floors. I'm assuming if they can hear it. And so the last thing they want to hear is it's cats in nature. That's not gonna hold a lot of water for them. You're just gonna fucking piss them off. What you could do is you could limit the cat's space, find out where their bedroom is, and try and just keep them out of that area. Give them the rest of the house if you want to be a good neighbor. If you don't, well then go tell them that suck it up, which is basically what you're doing here. I've owned and lived in my condo for about a year and a half. It's a small place, 550 square feet. That is pretty small. And I have 2 cats. The building at HOA is pet friendly. Okay, my downstairs neighbor moved in about a week ago. He's renting the unit. Okay, so he doesn't even know him, but still, you can be nice to him. And recently came upstairs to confront me about noise from my cats at night. I figured it was at night. Apparently, when one of the cats jumps down from the counter table, their waist-high cat tree onto the hardwood floor. I knew it was hardwood floor too, because they would never hear it with carpet. It makes a noticeable thump in the unit. I can understand that it might be audible downstairs, but we're talking about cats jumping onto the floor, not blasting music, not moving furniture around or exercising at 2 a.m. Well, what time is he complaining about it? He suggested that I either lock the cats up somewhere at night. You don't have to lock them up. But if you want to, it's within, if it's over his bedroom, maybe you could be nice, but he sounds like he's kind of a douche. So, people come to me nice. I'm nice. People come to me demanding and an assholes. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Just me. He suggested that I either lock the cats up at night or put down carpeting or rugs to soften the impact. I don't really think either option is reasonable. Your condo is only 550 square feet. It's already pretty cramped, and I don't have some large spare room. Okay, it is a pretty small place. So that seems, I get what you're saying. I also intentionally removed the rugs from my condo because my elderly parents regularly visit. What do they just crap on the floor or something? And loose, sorry. And loose rugs are a major trip hazard for older people. Yeah, but if they fall, it's soft. So it's a good news, bad news, man. I hate to break it to you. You probably should have kept the carpet. As someone whose mom falls a lot because she has a very low blood pressure when she stands up or when she used to try and stand up, the blood doesn't go all the way and she faints and falls over. She's broken her arm and her wrist. And she has, hers is carpeted, but once is in the bathroom, which isn't. And the other one, I think she hit something on the way down. But so when your parents fall, if they're prone to falling or tripping, and by the way, cats are a huge trip hazard. So I don't know, those things scrambling around. I'm not sure it's the best for your parents either. Just want to point that out. And they go down on the hardwood floor, bang, bong, boom. That's 2 or 3 broken bones and a hip. Now, if there was carpeting there, now I don't care about your neighbor. I'm just talking about common sense here. If the carpeting's there, it's like a softer landing. They'll maybe just break a wrist. So, and yeah, again, like, I'm getting rid of the carpet so my parents don't trip on it. But the cat's squirming around and running around and all willy nilly. Yeah, they could dodge those. That's fur too. That's a fuzzy thing, and that's a moving fuzzy thing. At least a carpet is a stationary fuzzy thing. Anyway, I also told him that if the jumping's interfering with his sleep, earplugs or some kind of white noise, yeah, that seems true. Might be more of a realistic solution than asking me to floor the animals every night. He implied that earplugs would be unfair. Oh, fuck this guy. I mean, I didn't. As he shouldn't have to deal with noise from adjacent units in his bedroom. Get a house, buy a house. You don't like neighbors, you don't like noise from neighbors. Go buy a house or be quiet. Yeah, I would nothing for this guy. I would do change none of my things. I would not do anything for him. He's so demanding for a renter. I admit there's another part of this that's rubbing me the wrong way. Okay, I've owned my unit and paid into the HOA for a year, and while he's renting downstairs literally a week, yeah, he's trying to push you around. I know being an owner doesn't give me the right to make unlimited noise. Your cats aren't that noisy, but if he feels a little ridiculous to me to move into a pet friendly building within a week, okay, yeah, honestly, your thing about the parents and moving the carpet, that was my only issue. It was unrelated to the cats. If he was otherwise creating excessive noise, I'd understand. I need to address it. But a cat making a thump, yeah, you're fine. Honestly, for me, cats, like, he's got to be super noise sensitive for a cat to bother him. Now, I had a big fat neighbor years ago who'd be like clomp, clomp, clomp. I was like, oh, but what am I gonna do? The guy's got to right, but he can't walk. I'm gonna go up there and go, hey, wear softer shoes, carpet the upstairs floor, lose some weight. What am I gonna do? We had another neighbor, we used to call her Pots and Pans, who I swear she carried like so many things on her keychains. It sounded like, and she was really fat, and she would waddle up the stairs and she'd go up 3 flights, which is unfortunate for her, but probably the only exercise she ever got. And you just sort of like clang, 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 clang. So we called her Pots and Pans, and she would come in at irregular hours and wake everybody up. Um, and then there was another jackass who would always play Sugar Ray, whoever sings Might As Well Be Dancing on the Sun. He was a limo driver. He would get in, I think I've talked about him before, he would get in at like 12:30 at night from his job, just start blasting that song on repeat. And I would go up and I would say, hey, can you please turn it down? I'm trying to sleep downstairs. And he would also already be drunk by then. He's like, yeah. Okay. And then he kind of turned down a little bit, but not enough for my liking. So I went to it wasn't a con, but the apartment owners. I go, hey, this guy's driving me crazy. It's not like it's 12:30 at night, 1 o'clock at night. What can I do? And they're like, there's nothing we can do. You're going to have to call the cops on him. I'm just like, really? I'm like, all right, fine, I'll call the cops on him. So I call the cops on him the next time he does it, which is like the next night. The cops go up there, shut him right up. Then the next day I get a call from the building management company going, why'd you call the cops on him? I'm like, you told me to, you jackasses. And then I just had it at that point. So our lease was almost up, and then we just fucking moved. And they tried to get us to stay. I'm like, no, fuck you guys. You keep might as well be dancing on the sun. You keep him to annoy the next fucking people coming in. And I was hoping people would come in while we were there, because I'd be telling them, oh, by the way, at 12:30 you're gonna get a wake up call from Sugar Ray every night. He played "Might As Well Be Dancing on the Sun" and some other shit song from Sugar Ray, whatever their other hit was. Might as well be walking on the sun. Bang, bang, bang. Still have PTSD from that fucking song. Shit. Shit. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Your dad died January 2020. He stopped being able to talk coherently before that. Yeah, I talked to my mom today. She's not doing great. She's still able to be happy, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. And your condo is sandwiched between 2 others. Yeah, I mean, it's fine if their neighbors are quiet. But yeah, there's limits, man. You can't be like, the cat makes dear, you have a pet cricket. Well, cricket actually would be kind of annoying. But all right, hold on a second. I'm trying to share the screen and I'm not succeeding. All right, let's get back to it. Am I the asshole? Let's find out. For not letting a family friend in my shop with a dog. Are you allergic to dogs? Are you scared of dogs? In my shop. Family friend in my shop. What kind of shop is it? People, by the way, don't like people who aren't friendly to animals. Just so you know. Do you have a reason? We'll delve into this. Let's find out what exactly your reasoning is for not letting animals in, for not liking animals. I don't know. Maybe you got a good reason. Maybe you don't. We'll see. All right. All right. So I've owned this business. My dad started the business decades ago. I've been working it since high school and college for 20 years. All right. So it's basically your business now. You own the business. You've been running the business alone since 2019. My dad died a few years ago, and my mom is technically a minor partner too. Okay, my business serves food. It's illegal. Okay, well, yeah, that's different. That's different. No, I mean, if you're gonna get there's a health codes. It's illegal for dogs to come into my business. No, that's fine. You're not an asshole. I really don't need to read any more of this, but I will. I have a big sign on the front door that says I can get fined. I don't hate dogs. I get it. You're totally in the right on this one, unless something really a curveball comes in here. I don't hate dogs, but I've got a lot of kids and families in the place. Very small shop. We also had a bunch of incidents where a dog goes to the bathroom, and I'm forced to close the shop and clean up. Yeah, I get it. I don't want. Yeah, no. It makes complete sense. A lady I've never seen before comes to the door with this weird look on her face, pokes her head, and right after she looks at the no dog sign holding a leash to her dog. Oh, brother. She goes, "Are dogs allowed in the shop?" Oh my God. Like you literally just read a sign saying no dogs allowed, and you ask that question. That's just stupid. I tell her no, and she makes this something stinks. I've got a problem facial expression. She smelled the fart. I just stand there silently. She seems like she wants to say, okay, just come in. It's fine. That's what she wants you to say. Then she names my mom and sister. She's name dropping to get her dopey dog in your store and says, don't they own this place? Oh, yeah. Get this Karen out of here. And she says she's the honest someone who's a friend of my sister. I'd still be like, yeah, you can't come in late with that dog. He's the sign, health code, everything. She says, yeah, okay. Seemed to me like she thought I was an employee and she was trying to name drop. Exactly. I've had to place stuff. I've had stuff like that happen over the years. Apparently, I look nothing like my mom and sister. Okay. I smile and go, that's my mom and my sister. She starts saying, just out for a day traveling around, blah, blah, blah. I say nothing, awkward, silent. My coworker who's in high school said she seemed like she thought dropping my mom and sister's names would change it. Why is she coming in with the dog? And she's never been there before. You've never seen her before. Yeah, tell her to come back without your dog. He said it seemed like she was moving and expecting me to let the dog in. I'll be honest, it's my busy season. I've been working 10 weeks, no days off. Damn, bro, that's a small business owner, all right. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was not in the mood, but I would have told another customer the same thing. Close friends and family would never bring their dog. You're not an asshole. You're not even close. Come on. You got to get fined. You lose your business, maybe. You know, you're in no way an asshole. She's an asshole. Name dropping, like that. She name drops your relatives. She name drops your mom and dad. Doesn't even know you're their son. What a douche. There you go. What a douche. What a Tara douche DA. All right. Let's see. So definitely not an asshole, but she was. Am I the asshole for calling my partner? Well, yeah, you are an asshole. Just call it your boyfriend. Like, come on. I don't even want to read your dopey thing. Because just have a boyfriend, have a girlfriend, my partner. What do you do? You run a consortium? Do you run an import-export business together with your partner? Am I the asshole for offering guests food at a party I wasn't hosting? Yeah, if you go into the fridge and just fucking passing out whatever's inside. This one's could go either way. Let's see. Could go either way. Well, I'm undecided. I'm very undecided about this one. Okay. Right. A close friend has a yearly end of summer party, usually at a venue. Okay. She recently moved into a new house with a huge yard, decided to do a backyard party. That sounds cool. She decided to do a potluck style, but all catered. Okay. Probably the wrong word here, but everything was to be pre-made. No one supposed to cook anything. Okay. There were 32 people attending. I offered to buy desserts. I bought 24 cupcakes. It sounds like a math problem. 24 petite fours. I don't know what the fuck that is. And a large cheese and fruit tart. Well, it sounds nice, especially the large cheese and the fruit tart. That sounds delicious. Halfway through the party, I noticed she only brought out the tart. Oh, what, she want to keep the other stuff for herself? I asked, and she said she was waiting to bring out the other desserts when most of the food is gone. So she's trying to ration, she's trying to ration it out. There's nothing wrong with that. I honestly forgot about it until I heard someone ask, wasn't there supposed to be cake? Because I initially said I would bring cake in the group chat. The group chat only has 8 of us. Okay. People had been going in and out of the kitchen all afternoon, but I stayed mostly outside, went to check, and finally look in the butler's pantry fridge, ooh la la, to find the cake. P.S. I've been through her pantry multiple times previously. Yeah, that's not the issue. It's you taking the fucking cake out, bro. The party had been going on for 4 hours by then. Most people were done eating. So I took out the cakes, put them on the kitchen, and announced the cakes were on the counter for anyone who wanted. Yeah, you can't do that. It's her party. She's the host. That's her. That'd be like me going to like I take my son to a birthday party, and I know where the birthday cake is, but I'm all of a sudden I'm just like, you know what? I think I'll take the cake out now, and then I take the cake out of the fridge and start singing "Happy Birthday," and everyone's got to run around to me. Like it just doesn't make no sense. That's the host's position and job. Whether or not you like it, that's how it goes. That's party etiquette 101. That is basic party etiquette, bro. All right, so she didn't speak or react. How could she? You've already fucking. What's she gonna do at that point? And then pull me aside later before I left and ask where I got the cakes because they were so good. I told her it's on the boxes because of the store tapes and the cards of boxes. She then says, but location is too far, which means she already read the carton before asking me. All right. She asked if I could buy more and bring it over tomorrow for the kids' party. She was hoping to save some. Yeah. So, she was going to have a kids' party and wanted to save some of the cakes. It's her call, man. It's her party. She gets to decide if she wants to store them for cakes, for the kids' party the next day. That's her. That's her decision. She's the host, whether you like it or not. For them, it seems that some people went back for seconds, mind you. I apologize. She said I wasn't able to drive back tomorrow. The store requires, okay, so she wanted you to go back and get more cakes. It's pretty funny. I thought that was the end, but then she messaged me later that night that as the host, she really didn't appreciate me going into the pantry, bringing cakes out, and that I should have waited for her to bring it out. She wasn't going to bring them out, but you're right. She's right. You have no right to do it. You shouldn't have done it. I don't think people were like demanding it really. I think maybe one person like, isn't there going to be cake? And you're like, yeah, what about those cakes I brought? Everybody has to enjoy the cakes I brought. Look, everybody, I brought these cakes in the house once the backyard party wrapped up. I read it on my way home, screen to keep it from showing red, but didn't respond until the next day. I thumbs up her message and said, sorry for the late response. I fell asleep after driving 2 hours to get home. I'm more than ready to accept being an asshole here, but I think when people bring food to a party, they are bringing it for the party. I mean, that's the kind of unstated law or rule, but in the end, the host gets to decide. It's the host party. Should they use it for the party? Yes. Is it morally correct to use it for the party? Yes. Do they get to decide? Are they the arbiters? Are they the final ones who get to make the decision? Unfortunately, yes. And usually they'll use it at the party, but sometimes they're going to be douchey and use it for some kids' party. So lesson learned. Don't buy buy one cake. Don't get it too good or they'll keep it for their kids' party. There you go. I hope you learned a lesson. I hope you say sequential tarts. That's funny. Sequential tarts. It just sounds funny to me. All right. Let's see here. All right, we'll do at least one more. Am I the asshole for telling my mom that neo-paganism is a load of nonsense? What do you? I mean, what is it bad to her? Like, is it? I mean, it just sounds like I don't even know if it's trendy. I don't know what's trendy anymore. But I mean, as long as she's not bothering anybody, who cares what she does? I'm a secular Jew whose mother converted to Christianity. Well, it sounds like she's not happy with her religion, just in general. She was Jewish, then she went Christian. Not happy with that. She's searching for meaning and like something that makes sense for her. She's on a journey, a spiritual journey, and she hasn't landed on anything yet. After she does the neo-paganism, she'll probably go with something else. As long as she's not sacrificing goats, on Friday nights, like who gives a shit? I'm a secular Jew. My mother converted to Christianity. I am highly involved in history of all different kinds. Ugh, you sound pretentious, I'll be honest. I'm highly involved. I know everything. I'm smart and you're dumb. That's what it sounds like to me. I love to study the Bronze Age and love doing research on many different periods of time. Good for you. And the etymology. Oh, look at you, of world cultures and parts of, look how smart you are. Everyone must bow before you. That's how you come off. How they are affected by expansion and stimulus diffusion. Look at you with your big word bag. Ugh, oh, you're pretentious as fuck. Let your mom be a paganist, and more. I'm also very exact and I am neurodivergent. Okay, so you're on the spectrum too. So there's that. She went and came to me with this bizarre Instagram post of a guy who makes paraphernalia for neo-paganism. All right. When I explained the origins of the movement, which clearly originates the 18th, 19th century belief systems, literature, blah, 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 backlash, she don't care. She just wants something to make her life interesting. She's bored. In her typical Christian sense, she said they're so lost. By the way, that's shitting on Christianity, which is rude. Come on. Would you like if someone shit on your religion? And was kind of scared. She said it was like Halloween. So I explained later pagan and later metaphorically sequent. You love the big words. Occupied by Catholic origins and Halloween and Catholics and Pope Gregory. Christmas is a pagan holiday. Do you enjoy that? And shaped the new Halloween holiday as we now know it and how it was Christianized. Great. All right. Then I explained to her, nobody likes being lectured. You're not explaining, you're lecturing to her. It's a difference. Then I explained to her that any belief system that attempts to neglect reality and the laws of realism is similar to something neglecting a problem in their life. They may go to organized religion, blah, 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 born her to death. I told her that belief system in the places of authority and the neoclassical, blah, 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 and I read this in the thing, and you use the word hogwash. I told her many facts about tarot cards and other things being debunked. Again, if it's not causing her any issues, let her just do it. She'll be on to something next week too. She's going to be an atheist by Wednesday. She has been abused by her adoptive brother and other people who did witchy behaviors. So this is for the best, I think. I told her that it's illogical. Yeah, Vulcan. I told her it's illogical for spells to work. Yeah, she'll figure that out. As if spells work, they would have researched them. She was less scared than I thought. I just generally don't believe in any form of religious magical thinking, though I want to believe in a God, but just can't. So you're the atheist, and you want your mom to be an atheist through your stoicism and your rational thought. Come on, let her have some hope. Don't take that from her. I'm much more rationalist and deconstructed two religions. She was already critical of neo-paganism by looking at it. She has no clue what the other religions are. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let your mom do what she wants. Let her worship, a balloon in the garage if it makes her happy. Come on, stop it. Let your mom be happy. She's just looking for happiness. Would it kill you to turn the other cheek? Huh? Are you the asshole? No, but you're just being a bit of a douche. Let's be honest. Bit of a douche. Bit of a douche. All right. You swiped it? Did you swipe it? That's funny. All right, let's do child's boundary? How old's a child? Okay. I'm gonna read this because what's your child's boundary? Like, it sounds like a boundary that you impose on your child, which is fine, but don't call it your child's boundary when it's your boundary. It's kind of silly. I'm confused right now. A little backstory. 33, you have 4 kids. My first kid's 12. My mother and stepfather gave her the nickname No Biggie. It's kind of a dumb name, but whatever. My dad called me Stuff. So who am I to crap on No Biggie? They always call her that, but it wasn't a traditional name. Definitely a nickname. Yeah, we figured that out. So it wasn't a big deal. Baby number 2 comes. They obviously like giving nicknames to your kids. One of them just didn't work out for you. Baby number 2 comes 4 months. They give him the nickname, but it's just another name. Don't think much of the time. Felt kind of weird or whatever. Baby 3 comes. They don't like the name. They give him a new nickname. So they just don't like your names that you pick, your legal names that you choose for them. At this point, it feels like they are just renaming my kids, but oh well. They're having fun. Let people have fun. Still no big deal. I think this is all kind of like it's building, and it's going to crescendo on kid number 4. They don't ever call them by their real names, only by the names that they give them. Okay. Baby 4 comes. Here's trouble. This is when things get heated. Yeah. in my family with lots of other drama. They hate the name. What are your name? Well, you won't tell us the name because you're an anonymity, and I'm sure the names are kind of like whack-a-mole kind of goofball. So you'd know immediately if someone knew your kid's name. I said, well, you aren't going to call him by it anyway, so what do you care? Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Fast forward a little, fight happens. Eventually, we try to repair things and make our boundaries known. I bring up the nicknames. I told them it felt like they were just renaming my kids and it felt disrespectful. My biggest issue wasn't the name itself, but the fact that they mostly would pretend like they didn't know their real names. I mean, it's weird. Like if I was talking to him, I said their real name, they would say, who? That is odd. I don't know anyone by that name. Yeah, that they're just trolling you. The rest of your family just trolls you. It's not very nice, is it? I get it. So I'd be pissed off too. Now my daughter, oldest, and she no longer likes being called by the nickname. She told them it makes her nervous to say anything. Of course, I explained. It would really help if we knew the nicknames. Then all of a sudden, SF did the same thing. All right. I don't know who SF is. Acted like he didn't know stepfather, I guess. I didn't know her name. It's weird. I will add other people to the group because I didn't know they'd already done it. Okay, next thing I know, he's left the group and they're mad. Yeah, let them be mad. They're very disrespectful. At first, I thought it was just cute, but now I'm just like, it just seems like they're just being douchebags on purpose, just to piss you off, and it's working. I don't really understand why they got upset. They didn't talk to me about it, but when I picked her up, I felt like they were tense and irritated with me. I didn't want to start a fight. So he went home. Okay, I don't know. Am I the asshole for giving me a simple reminder of my dog? Yeah, no, they can be nice. I mean, it's like there's a point where they're just doing it to be dicks, and it seems like they've crossed that point. So I don't have an issue with you're not an asshole. Is what I'm trying to say. In so many words, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a great song by a band called Scatterbrain called "Here Comes Trouble." Okay, I don't know. I think I probably heard that at some point. I hope. I think. All right, let me check this here. Let me do at least one more. Let's do one more. Hi, it's just weird. Tonight was such a weird night. I'm just happy to be home. When I do, let me see. So just for fun, is there still? Because I got hung up on this SIG alert. A SIG alert on the 5 tonight. Let's see what it says. Yeah, SIG alert was logged for the I-5 South. It's emergency cruise, traffic enforcement. Yeah, Sunland. Because that's what I was stuck in. I had to go off-road to get out of there, man. It sucked. All right, just curious. Hopefully it's done by now. Otherwise, I could still be in that fucking shit show. It looks like it's still going. Damn, I think it's still happening. Let me see. SIG alert, vehicle fire, 2 right lanes blocked. That's at 8:36. Updated 14 minutes ago. Congestion, stop traffic. Yeah, so there you go. Good times. I made it though, folks. It wasn't easy, but I escaped. And I got to do the show. All right, let me do one more. Am I the asshole for not telling my brother I'm moving out only days before? Am I the asshole for not telling my brother that I'm moving out only days before? Yeah, I mean, you can give him a heads up. You know. So, guys, I did it. I moved all my things out. I guess this is updates. They're at the new apartment. I'm assuming you have issues with your brother. I'm a little nervous, admittedly, for this new chapter. Well, that's natural. And woke up for some reason. I was dreading moving out. I'll bet you'll be happy when you do, from the sounds of this already. Telling myself that it could be a bad thing, but I know it's for the best. I know it's for my mental health. I know that my cat isn't confined to a room anymore. There's a lot of cat issues on the show tonight. I also know that from here on out, I will likely never again come back home. That's not a terrible thing either. You can visit. This is my big step out the door. Well, good for you. It seems like you're very happy with your decision, whatever it was. I never read the original because you didn't. You just did an update. Thank you for the update. How about that? Thank you. Much obliged. Excuse me. Ugh. Technical, more technical snafus, everybody. But we're back. We're back. Honestly, this is nothing compared to what happened earlier. Earlier was just crazy. Like it was ridiculous. It was regosh darn ridiculous. Okay. Maybe we got time for one more. Let's see. Hang on a second. Okay, am I the asshole for seeking revenge? Revenge is just I don't know. I mean, anytime we go for revenge, it's never good, really, isn't it? Am I the now wanting to seek it and seeking it are two different things, and doing it are two different things. Am I the asshole for wanting to seek revenge on the person causing issues between my parents? I get that. I'd be pissed too. Yeah, I might want to just punch him. I don't know if I like revenge. I want revenge. I might just fucking haul off and sock him in the nose. Um, is that revenge? I guess. Like I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna be a complicated plot. I'm just gonna walk up and fucking punch him in the face. Am I the asshole for? Let's see what their version of revenge is. Am I the asshole for pretty much getting back home my dad 54, my cousin 49, for what he's been doing between my mom and dad? I don't know if my dad is easily brainwashed or what, but he seems like he's always taking the cousin's side. Basically, he takes care of my dad's properties and monies from the business. I'll bet you he's embezzling. I bet you if he's that controlling and he's trying to get him away from your mom in order that there's no, checks and balances and he can have complete control over the assets and become even more important in your dad's life. He sounds like I would be pissed about it. I would talk to your dad about it before I started seeking revenge. I would talk to your mom about it. I would talk to your siblings about it and try and extricate this prick. I would get an accounting done. I bet you he's stealing already, even in what limited capacity he has with your father's financials. It all started with my cousin and my mom. Oh, jeez. It all started when my cousin and my mom's cousin had an affair. All right. Both of them are married now, have children. Oh, that's great. My grandfather's house, my mom's dad's house. Basically, my mom caught them through surveillance, through video surveillance, and sent the things that were left behind. We don't know if this man is causing issues between our parents so that he continues to rob my dad. Exactly. I had a feeling, which my dad does not believe, or because he knows my mom, or he knows that my mom knows about his affair and that she fired her cousin who has also been taking care of her grandma. Yeah, you need to get the police involved. You need to. I mean, it sounds like they're stealing. You need to pay for it. You need to pay for a forensic accountant. Is that what it is? Pay for an accountant. Pay for a lawyer. Pay for a detective. Pay whatever you got to pay to prove positive that this person is stealing, and I believe they probably are. Then present the evidence to your father. If your father still doesn't want to believe it, present it a couple times, and then just get fucking law enforcement involved. This guy, as soon as he can get your father, pry him, crowbar him away from your mom, is going to bleed him dry. He's just going to, wring him out. And your dad, as time goes on, he's not going to be getting any smarter. So it's not looking good, So no, you're not the asshole. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about revenge. I would just, you would be getting revenge simply by putting this guy in jail for theft. So it's win-win. You get a little of both. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, listen, everyone. I had a great time. Thanks for sticking with me. I just had a horrible, just tech issues tonight. It's just a weird night of gremlins on the road and on the show. Edmund, thank you for tuning in and being so supportive. Love you all, everybody. I'll be back at the normal time tomorrow. Tomorrow night, you can see me here at 10 p.m. No SIG alerts, hopefully. No nonsense. Just another fun show for everybody. And now I'm going to eat because I didn't eat. I just came right here and did the show, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. God bless you. Have a great day, everybody. I will be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. And remember, once again, everybody, if you've got a problem, I've got a solution. I am Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. God bless you. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.